Okay, so my name is Andrew, and this is the very first episode of Let's Ask Drew. We're going to be here helping business owners and businesses and professionals and just about everybody who's interested in this world of this world economy, this world of making money. We're going to be helping you all figure out the solutions to all the problems that you have. So, a little bit about me. My name is Andrew. I'm the founder of Trome Travel, which is a eSIM company based out of Colombia. I've also traveled to many places in South America, across Eastern Europe. I speak three languages: English, Arabic, and Spanish, which I've learned myself. I'm self taught. I'm also a self taught computer developer and software programmer, a graphic designer, and a branding expert. And a lot of the questions that I seem to receive from my network of people is how do I go about using ChatGPT to make my business life easier? Or how do I go about designing a cover for my Facebook page using something like Canva, instead of Photoshop? Or simple questions, things like how do I register my taxes or do my tax filing. So little questions like that are things that I'm going to be covering on this channel. And so I'd like to start off with a few questions that I've already received from a couple of people on my network. So let's get started here. Okay, first question is from Lainey, and she says, "Can you help me make my homepage look better on mobile?" Great question, Lainey. This is a super easy question. I'm gonna jump right into it here. So I'm gonna explain. Hopefully, you can see my screen. If you can't, well, we'll find out in a second, won't we? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just about any website you could think of. So why don't we start with Google's not a good website, actually. Let me see. If I go to Google and let's say I type Waterloo restaurants, and I'm going to go here to Proof Kitchen and I'm going to open their website. This is totally random. I've never been to this website before. So a couple of things pop out here, right? You got the Proof website. Obviously, I'm using a larger screen here. This is my Mac Mini on a pretty large screen. So everything is already there. Now, if I've designed my website, one of the things that website owners, what we refer to here, website developers, sorry, what we refer to here is responsiveness. Responsiveness is how your website looks on mobile as opposed to computer. So what I'm going to do is if you go on your website on your computer and you right click and you press inspect. So you see here, I just right click on the page and then I press inspect. And inspect is going to pull up all the code for my page. Now I know there's a lot of jargon on here. A lot of people who aren't coders are having some terrifying images here. There's a lot of words. It doesn't seem very straightforward. I want you to follow my mouse here. I'm going up to this window right here where you see this little icon. It looks like a computer and there's like a little phone on there, and it says toggle device toolbar. So you see when I came up on it, it says toggle device toolbar. I'm going to click on that, and as you can see, the website's been resized. So it's been resized to fit a cell phone. Now you can go up here to dimensions and you'll notice it says responsive. Remember, that's what I said, responsive. Responsive generally just means that your website responds by making sure that everything doesn't get squished together when you go to your phone, or everything doesn't get expanded when you go to your laptop, right? Everything is just responsive. But if you click on it right there, you can see a variety of devices here. So I'm seeing the iPhone, you got Samsung, you got your iPads, you got your Samsung Galaxy. And another thing you can do is you got this slider on the right here. If you click on that, that'll expand your website. So you'll notice if you want, just pay attention to how the elements change. So you could look at, for example, the text over here, or maybe you could look at the logo up there, or even on the side here, there's a couple of different buttons. So as I slowly expand, you'll notice that the website is responding. It's changing. Things are changing, right? These buttons weren't there before, probably because they didn't look good on phone, right? So you can click those. You can go to next image, right? This wouldn't be available on the cell phone because normally what you do on your phone is you would swipe. So I'm guessing if I was to go back this way, right? You can't really swipe, but they have a slideshow function, which is pretty awesome, right? So I'm going to click on the slider. I'm going to keep going, and you could see all the changes. Now, I want you to notice, you see here where it says happy hour, we're open daily for lunch. Just pay attention to that. As I begin to expand, you'll notice that it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, let's say in your case, Lainey, that your website wasn't responding this way. It wasn't doing what you wanted to do. Let's say what happens is as you begin to collapse, right? As you begin to collapse, it doesn't change. It just stays the same size. It stays really big. Look at this. I can just keep going and everything. This is obviously too small, but no devices are that thin. Everything stays well ordered. Nothing is on top of each other. All the fonts are very easy to read. So if I go all the way out here, now you're wondering, for example, maybe my text on my website here isn't functioning that well. So what I would do in that situation is you would right click the area and then you would click inspect, right? And when you do that, you'll notice right away it pops up on this side. So give me a second here. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to hit inspect. And you see right there, if you click inspect, I know it's disappearing. It says H2 NS heading /L. So somewhere over here, right? These are all the elements, as you can see, as I'm going from top all the way to the bottom. It's showing me all the elements, and because I right clicked it, it's going to appear right here in the middle. So I can click NS heading /L, and I could see there all the code for everything. Now I'm just going to move this window up here so I could see a couple of different things. I could see over here you got, at the bottom where my mouse is, you have your CSS, which is how you style your computer. You have a bunch of code, right? There's a lot going on there. Depending on your experience with editing websites, you could be able to do this if you wanted to recode it yourself. However, this show is for people that don't have a lot of experience with coding. So what I would do in this situation is I would go on these styles. I would right click and basically copy all of these styles. So as you can see, I'm just highlighting all of them. Okay? And I would just take all these styles, right? Go all the way down. You can see there's a lot of them going on. Sorry, I had to stay in the call there. Okay, so I'm gonna go all these styles, right? And basically what I'm going to do, you can find this obviously in your CSS file, but essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all declarations, right? And I'm just going to paste that into an AI which can do this for you. ChatGPT is a really great option. And then essentially you're just going to explain that you have this heading and it's not responding when you close your phone or when you open it on your laptop, right? And then chat would be able to find that specific section for you and then fix it. And if it doesn't, then feel free to give me a call back. I would be happy to do a consultation with you over 30 minutes. I can fix it myself because I know what I'm looking for and I know what specific code is going to have that specific impact. So you could reach out to me obviously on the chat window there, or you could send me an email, which is attached also in the chat window. And if you go to bit.ly/tech help with Drew, and you enter that, It's going to take you straight to my website. So this is where you can go ahead and book a 30 to 60-minute help session with me. You pay what you can. It's all up to you. People have paid anywhere from 25, 50 to $100, right? And what you get is clear answers or solutions. So I'm not just going to leave you hanging. I'm not going to tell you go off to ChatGPT, right? I'm going to solve it right there if I can, or if you prefer me give you an answer, that's also available, right? But I'm not going to upsell anything. I'm just going to help you right then and there. And if we can't cover it in that 60-minute help session, I guarantee you that I will spend my night figuring out how to solve that problem, or I'll let you know ahead of time. But what you'll see here is I would prefer if you leave me your contact details as well as just a small message on when we could schedule our time together and what sort of thing you need help with. I can help with everything from website fixes to setting up a landing page or an online form for your business, bookkeeping or workflow advice, especially for Airbnb and realtors. This is huge. I've been helping out a lot of Airbnb hosts out here in the Ontario and in New York, getting them started, getting them set up with different workflows that they could use very easily to manage their day to day, so they're not bogged down with paperwork and figuring out how to write off certain things on their taxes, how to do their bookkeeping, everything just very smooth, very easy. I believe in keeping things as easy as possible. I also do resume and LinkedIn rewrites. I help with AI prompts, so figuring out which prompts to write to ChatGPT. So, example for Lainey, for example, I would tell her which prompt she needs to put directly into ChatGPT, not just saying go to ChatGPT and just ask it to solve your problem, because you've tried that already, and that's why you're on the show listening to Drew. And a couple other things I could do also: business and tech strategies for side hustles, figuring out how to make money on the side, something I specialize in. I'd be more than happy to help you out with it. I have enough time to cover one more question really quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But thank you very much, Laney, for the question. I really appreciate it. So let's see here. Who is going to be my next victim? Stuck generating mid-range. Let's see. Okay, so we got a question right here. This one is pretty easy. So this is based on strategy, and this one's from George. George asks, should I be using Linktree or build a custom page? Great question, George. I have the answer for you. It's the simplest answer you're going to hear all day. Keep it simple. Use Linktree. The benefit for using something like Linktree, and I'm just going to go quickly to Linktree to show you guys what I'm talking about. The benefit of using something like Linktree is that if you're on Instagram, or if you're on TikTok, or if you're on any of these streaming platforms, Twitch, YouTube, whatever it is, you can have something built very, very simply that has all your links, because the majority of what we do, it's already being covered by other software. So for example, if you decided that you wanted to sell stuff online, like, you wouldn't build a website to go ahead and handle all your inventory and the orders and the customer relationship management and how to handle taxes and all that sort of thing. You would pretty much throw it all up on Shopify, because Shopify keeps things very, very simple, right? And when you have, for example, you're doing your marketing, like you're posting a lot of videos, you wouldn't go out of your way to build a whole new platform to post your videos on. You would just use whichever platform you're most familiar with. So that could be Instagram, it could be TikTok, etc., etc. So what I would do with that is, if you have all these different links and you're accepting money from your clients, let's say on PayPal, you don't really have to build a page. I mean, you could just go on Linktree and it'll already give you all this information. So you can have all your links neatly organized. You can have your branding. You could put your picture on there, and Linktree, like I said, it'll give you linktr.e. You can add your special. So let's say George sells, for example, George sells, right? And then you claim your Linktree. And it's a quick sign-in process, you know what I mean? And then after that, you get something that looks like this. So you can see it right there. You have all your, you got your card right there. You have all your different links, and you get these beautiful links. Now, in terms of pricing, here's the best part: ding, 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 it's free. You don't have to pay for it. Right? You can have unlimited links, all your social icons, a whole lot of analytics telling you how many people are clicking on your links. You get a unique QR code, and it's a high converting design, which essentially just means it's clean. It's a very clean design. It looks great, right? People are going to love it. Now, if you decided that you wanted to add custom themes and redirect links to go places and for example, social media scheduling, all this kind of stuff, automated Instagram replies. This is all for, people who are running brands and they have all these different ideas and they have all these different products that they want to promote, and they really want to capture all their insights. For all intents and purposes, you don't really need it. I mean, even for my show, I don't really need it. I could just go ahead with the free version, get started with that, and then have it ready. And if you decide you wanted all that custom branding, then you can go ahead and subscribe to one of the other options. But free is fine. Free is good. You don't really need anything more than free. And as you can tell, I haven't been sponsored by Linktree. Otherwise, I'd be recommending Pro. But if that ever changes, you'll know, because I'll start recommending Pro for you. So Linktree's the best. You don't have to go build your own thing. I'll tell you something right now. I am a software developer. I'm a computer programmer. I understand the passion and the enjoyment of building a product of your own, and I understand just how awesome it is to just open up a text editor, or maybe open up VS Code or something, and then start creating something beautiful, designing it on something like Figma and Photoshop, and using Illustrator and all these sorts of things. It's great. It's wonderful. You could have it look exactly how you want it to look, but at the end of the day, George, you're going to be paying for your domain name. You're going to be paying for hosting, unless you found free hosting as well as a free domain name, which is fine. But you could do all that with Linktree. And if your job is just to redirect your fans, or it's to redirect your clients or your customers over to certain links that you have, then it's not really that necessary for you to build something. I mean, the idea is to just get it up and running. And if you decided you wanted to create something more beautiful later, like I said, you could always use their template. It's really nice. It's very minimal. Or if you notice traction is starting to pick up, then you can go ahead and build something yourself, right? Or hit me up on my channel, and I'll build something for you that is beautiful, stunning. It's exactly how you want it. And I could definitely take care of that for you. Again, if that was something that you're interested in, you want to talk more about it, we could definitely go back. So you're going to go to my PayPal. Again, the link here is bit.ly/tech help with Drew. And this will take you to the link. They're obviously going to have a little preview. So you're just going to go ahead, continue to your destination, and sign up for a 30 to 60 minute help session where we can discuss this in more detail. So that's it for me, guys. It's been a wonderful, great episode, first episode, and I can't wait to see you guys on Wednesday. Like, subscribe, follow me on my YouTube, and more to come. All right. Thank you all very much. Bye-bye.